Good afternoon, YouTube. This is Kiari or Messi, and upon reviewing my videos, I found that I hadn't yet made a top 10 worst for the Sonic couples. So I am making that right now. Number 10, the pairing that I'm most okay with, out of the worst pairings, is Sylvami. I only like it because, sorry, she shows compassion to him and is able to confuse him for Sonic. That's pretty much the basis for hearing, and just like, oh, but she knew it was Silver. She was just saying it was Sonic because he liked her so much. That's what most people say. But I don't like it because Silver is, I think, too naive to be in a romantic relationship, and that's all I have to say for Amy. For now, and then next on Rouge, which is Sonic and Rouge. I don't like that pairing because I don't like it very much, but when you do, Sonic's not very able. He pretty much ignores her when they do, and it's not very production. It's kind of how you doing stuff. So that's my reasoning for not liking Sonic and Rouge as a couple. And then number 8 is Blaze and Rouge. It's actually a Yuri couple, I know, but I don't like a whole lot of Yuri to begin with because I'm a girl. So, anyway, yeah, I don't like that couple because Blaze and Rouge never interact. Actually, they probably do in the comics, but I've never seen them interact like in the series or in any of the games, except maybe the Olympics. So that couple has no basis at all in my mind. So I have to say for Blaze and Rouge. I don't know why people would pair them up, but people do apparently. So that's all I have to say for that. And then the 7 is Sonata. I don't like that thing because they are such bitter rivals. I like Yaoi, don't get me wrong, I like Yaoi, but I don't like Sonata because they hate each other so much. They despise each other. And Shadow, he doesn't like affiliating with Sonic unless he absolutely has to, and you can tell. When he's talking to him, he says he calls him Blue Hedgehog all the time to call his name. The only time he calls him by his name is in Sonic X, and we all know the problem with the 4 kids, Sonic X. But that's all I have to say for Sonato. Number 6 is Sylvaise. I don't like the pairing because of the game it was based on. It was a really bad game. 06. People based the bullying on that, and I'm just like, it makes sense. The story was erased, as if it never happened. And I tend to see these two as more of a brother and sister thing rather than a couple because Silver's really naive and Blake kind of helps him see what's going on and whatnot. And in my opinion, Blaze probably shouldn't have been in the game, or if she was, give her Elise's role. And they don't get a whole lot of interaction in 06, really. So there's absolutely nothing to support it there except fan fiction. But fan fiction is totally separate from the Sonic franchise. So that's all for Sylvaise. Number 5, a couple that really just kind of makes me feel kind of sick, is Sonic and Tails. And yes, people have paired them up. I don't like it because I see them more as like brotherly love rather than this kind of homoerotic pairing, because for one thing, Tails is a kid. Sonic would not want to be, well, he would want to be with a kid, but he would wait. If he was going to be with someone younger than him, he would wait for the person to mature to a good age until he tried to do anything, because Sonic does not strike me as a pedo. There are some other characters that do, but definitely not Sonic. And also, I think Tails is just too young to be in any kind of romantic relationship. I mean, he's 8 years old. Were you interested in boys and girls when you were that age? No. I know I wasn't anyway. Maybe you all were, but I was totally just, ew, boys at age 8. Anyway, now obviously Tails is not going to be ew boys because he's a boy, but he would be different. He would be like ew girls rather than ew boys, but you know what I'm saying. Number 4 is Tails and Cosmo. I mean, I'm that couple I really hate because they're both underage. That's really the basis for my hatred. I don't like things that are paired up that are underage. It's just ew. And also, even though Tails showed that he cared about Cosmo, and loved her even, he cannot understand what love is. He's only 8 years old. And that's my opinion on the whole Tails being in a couple thing. Number 3 is Tails and Cream. As with the Tails and Cosmo thing, I really don't like having 6 or 8-year-olds in romantic relationships because they really don't understand that kind of love at that age. And if anything, they're just friends right now. Now, if they were older and had been, friends for a long time and then decided they wanted to take it a step further, I would be okay with it. But right now, it's just, because they're both 8 and 6, and it's just, okay. That's all for Tails and Cream. Number 2, a pairing that is just not one that really I like at all, is Charmy and Cream. That's another one I found on the internet, and I don't know why people pair up Charmy with Cream. I know that Vector and Vanilla are possibly an item, but just because of that, that's not any basis for the whole Charmy wants to go out with Cream thing. Plus, even if Charmy was interested in Cream, he's way older than her, and he'd have to wait until she was older too. I mean, he's only like, what, 10? And she's like 6, so they really don't know what that kind of love is, and it's just not a good couple at all because of that reason. And my number 1 most hated Sonic pairing ever is Sonic and Elise. I hate that pairing because it's bestiality. There's only fan fiction written on it, and yes, she kisses him in 06, but she only kissed him to bring him back to life. She did not kiss him to freaking get it on with him or anything. It was just a revival kiss. Which I'm still trying to figure out how that could help, which, I've watched some stuff, like, Yu Yu Hakusho, for example. They had Keiko, his childhood friend, kiss him to bring him back to life. And what the kiss did was transmitted energy. And that may have been what the Sonic and Elise thing did. The kiss may have transmitted some of Elise's energy into Sonic. And that may have been what brought his soul back. But it's just a really nasty pairing, and I'm surprised that I found actually fan fiction on it, which really disturbs me. But never mind about that. That's pretty much all I have to say for my worst pairings. There is one other thing about Sonic and Lisa nasty. Sonic has to save her all the time, and she's kind of, he doesn't want a damsel in distress that he has to help all the time to be with, I don't think. I think he would want someone who can hold her own. And Elise, other than being the vessel for Iblis, she really doesn't have much of anything going on for her in that regard, so.
if anything is going to happen between them, she has to learn to stand on her own 2 feet, and I don't think that's something she'll do anytime soon. All she does is make force fields, and that, well, and releases Iblis, of course, but that's only because Sonic died, and it was the last straw. Because her parents died before, and I'm surprised she didn't cry for them, because if it was me, and I had been in her shoes, I would have been crying. I would have just lost it totally, but that's all for the worst Sonic pairings, and I will hear from you all later. Bye-bye!